y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh.
Welcome to, well,
Husky Section.
We're official.
Well, welcome in, boys and girls, children of all ages. You cool cats and kittens, if you're watching the Joe Exotic show with me.
Oh, don't even start with that already.
It's Death Piles and Taxes, and we got a special guest. The Husky Section has returned, Adam.
Well, I think we're at 68, episode 68.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We don't even know anymore.
I should have came back on the next episode.
Well, why is that significant?
You got to speak in the mic there.
Yeah, that would have been a better episode, right?
You can't turn. You got to speak in the mic.
Oh my gosh, you guys, this is craziness.
Yeah,
So
this isn't San Jose stuff anymore.
Well, I thought we could interact, make eye connection. I don't know how to talk to somebody intimately without making eye contact.
We don't want to get too intimate because the Ebola plague is still about us. The Corona.
I don't think you guys are 6 feet apart.
We're never 6 feet apart.
Yeah, it's nenever happened. We've been different continents, never been 6 feet apart.
We got 3 feet of width either way. I mean, it's.
They had to bring out the wide-angle lens when we had our school pictures taken, that kind of thing.
Oh boy.
Turned into a joke. It was very hurtful at first, but
Before we get too deep in the weeds here, this is
that was provided by Mr. Painter.
that was nice. That was a do zero thing.
Yeah.
So this is the Death Pile and Taxes podcast. We're gonna come at you real hard with the hashtag Husky section for this part of the podcast.
Come out. The people need to pick me up.
It's the people's show.
It's a little down on things. We're gonna get into the stimulus, the getting your package stimulated.
You're stimulating our packages now.
President Trump is gonna do something. We'll figure that out.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Let's get into some hashtag Husky section.
What's up, Mike? It's been, a few months since you've been on the show.
It's been since that dreadful day in San Jose, I tell you what.
The world's came to an end since then.
The world has ceased to exist how we knew it, that's for darn sure. But,
So, doing the eBay world, the online selling, you want to talk about this big auction that I'm a little jealous of? Where do you want to go?
Well, I don't know. I'm nervous at talking about it and jinxing it a little bit. I
This
don't know.
show will not be posted until that has ended. I'll admit this. Adam's looking baffled here.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I mean, he threw out I sold my $2,400 leather seat back thing, and some guy in Jamaica got his money, and he lost something. So it's okay. Don't
yeah, well, it's more about putting it out into the aura of the world. I mean, yesterday I bragged to you guys and said, hey, the gym's still open, and I don't know if it was Derek or Adam's like, hey, you've got one of the few gyms that are still open. Well, yeah, last night at 9:59 p.m. it was a bad day in central Utah, and they closed the gym. Wow. So I don't know if we should put this out or not. Maybe that's bad.
Mike's working. I'll just say Mike's working on something that's got me extremely jealous, and he showed it to me, and I'm not stepping in, but it's one of these auctions where I thought, oh, that's great, and it's the opportunity right now is very low. The right eyeballs haven't seen it. He might just be robbing man blind.
Oh, I didn't know if you're talking about lunch. Wasn't he bringing in like an 18-inch grinder from Jimmy John's?
I've never been on that app.
The sandwich place. I said Derek was extremely jealous.
Oh, well, he's jealous.
You were talking stimulating packages and grinders and homies now, and I'm talking about something I can't even say because I don't want to jinx it for the man. So.
But what we can say, though, I think it is a good opportunity, and we are excited over at the Painter household.
He might be fisting dollars next week.
Ooh, he's
$100 bills.
$100 bill.
Maybe. We'll see. Hopefully all things align.
So besides your hypothetical type thing, what have you been selling? What you been slinging?
We've been selling, interestingly enough, obviously with everybody on their home quarantine or their home shelter. What do they call it now? It's the hip term, shelter in or...
Stay in place.
Stay in place. Great state of Utah. Stay in place, stay home, stay away.
Don't even get me started.
Or whatever whatever that was. But I think people are trying to buy things to keep them occupied. We bought this Barbie puzzle at a thrift store, maybe at a grocery market a few years ago. And but anyway, though, we bought this Barbie puzzle. It was a Barbie puzzle. I put it together with my wife and my daughters, and we had a good time and made sure all the pieces were there. Right?
That's the worst.
You got to.
And and the darn thing sold the other day, and the lady was really nice and said. She messaged me, which is rare, You know, usually don't get too many messages from folks. And she's like, this is for me to work on while we're in quarantine. I said, well, I am sorry. And she is from the great state of New York.
Oh,
there you go.
Hopefully she gets her Barbie puzzle and it brings a little bit of joy to her.
Usually if you get messages, it's never a positive, so that's good to hear. It's
Yeah.
usually, hey, this puzzle's missing 3 pieces, and you say it's put it
Wow.
together, and they
So-
say, oh, $20.
So we made sure that we put it together, and I took pictures for proof. You know, when we did that 6 months ago or whatever.
Smart. That's a good one. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, it was a good time. And so when she said, "Hey, I'm excited about the puzzle," I said, "Well, I put it together by myself, or personally. It's been every piece is accounted for, whether or not they've been glued or not, or anything else. They're there." So
I've been slinging a lot of these MLM type items. I'll just throw it at that, and I think a lot of people are trying to use essential oils to up their defense mechanisms of their body's immunities. And I'm happy to facilitate anything like that. Sports cards. I've been on the Macari slinging. I guess I'll be honest with the people here. Everyone knows I go through the cards. I take the good ones that I want, and then I put them back in the package and sell them.
wait a minute. So you're that dirtbag that sold me those bad cards?
I hope
was
so.
back in San Jose.
I have nothing. That's what gave me the idea. Is you both bought cards from somebody that already opened them. Except for in my description, I go out of my way to say this has been opened and open pack, open cards, and then we'll see what happens.
You don't give full retail value as
No, I do about half price, something like that. I'll give them a good discount. But speaking of which, Ab's opening some cards. I went over and visited our buddy Phil the other day, and Phil said, "Boy, Derek, you're spending a lot of money here." I said, "Don't worry, 50 of this is Adam's." And he said, "Well, you should open that and see what it is first in case you want to keep it." But I decided to be honest with him. And
thanks, Phil. Appreciate it. This is one of those special 2020 Pieces Sport Monthly Edition. It's got 1 fine cut auto and 1 piece relic card per box.
yeah, these have been really cool because you're getting a one-on-one of both cards. And he pulled out a Tom Glavine and Nolan Ryan. I got me a Kirby Puckett bat thing the other day. So I also got Tipper Gore. Love Tipper Gore cards. So you never know. Which,
She invented the internet.
well, I'm saying that's what caused the divorce. Her husband did at the time, Al. But
oh, he's
so
stunned.
what's this?
Oh, a 1 of 1 Willie Cam.
Oh, Willie.
I don't know,
Willie
Will.
Cam.
Well, okay.
From the 1920s, a bat relic.
Is that bad? So you still got an autograph in there. We'll have to do some research on Willie.
I've still got another thing to open.
That's
He's
the
coming,
autograph.
he's coming in these really cool hard cases, just like they've been graded.
Yeah, the autographs are PSA usually, and then the bat's some other certified. But
Ooh, I got a Gordy Coleman, played for the Cincinnati Reds from 1960 to 1967.
Illustrious career.
Gordy.
old Gordy. Well, I think
Those are pretty sweet, man.
I think you did all right there.
Got my certificate number right on the back, PSA certified, so those are cool, man.
You go home and you put those on the mantle, on the fireplace, and you tell your kids if they work hard enough someday they can buy stuff like that themselves.
So of the quarantine, we went by Phil's place last Saturday, and we bought supplies. We bought some of the big box, because Phil's only got on displays, just got the little ones, but he wasn't looking on the other side. He's got like the big boxes. We're talking several thousands of cards.
Okay.
So we bought that, a couple of those, and we bought a bunch of card stands.
Now you bought several thousand of what cards?
Of the card boxes. Like
Oh,
they
just
hold-
box, just to hold
They
the cards.
hold cards.
I thought you bought like a pallet of cards or something.
I would have, but Phil's just out. He just can't keep up with demand right now.
That's a good problem to have.
So we bought a bunch of the little stands so you can showcase your cards. So that my kids have been way excited about that. Trey wants to know, when are we getting our PSA cards back?
Well, as soon as they open up, it'll be like 6 to 8 months after that, the way they're backlogged. So probably this time next year, the way it's going.
Well, that's disappointing.
It is, but the state of California is currently shut down, and we were at the back of that list. I'm just glad they got there, because if not, they'd be sitting in some PO box in a post office in I think it was. They're somewhere in Southern California. I can't remember quite where, but probably not the best area to leave a valuable box of cards just laying around.
How much did you get it insured for?
Not nearly enough.
That's what you could have
$50.
done.
Well, if I knew everything was going to shut down, it'd been $100,000 and then went lost. But you guys we go El Cheapo, so it's how we do it.
It would have been out there with Amelia Earhart, just kind of searching for her. Aaron would have found her maybe.
Then I took pictures of everything you guys gave me, because I don't want to have this come back and I'm saying, where's my Tommy Glavine rookie, or Painter saying, where's, that was not my rock card that I sent in.
It's obviously not it.
I took pictures. I have your stands behind it, your pallbearer.
Oh.
And,
which is exciting.
What was your rookie card?
My rookie card. I had several rookie
No, the one that was like of 10.
Oh, that was Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges, and it
My
was like
favorite Charlotte Hornet.
the green font edition. Apparently, the Bobcats haven't been around for a while. Mike let us know that.
Oh,
That's true.
did I say it was a Bobcat?
Apparently, we did at the time.
New Orleans Hornet. I don't know.
And
He's my favorite guy though.
he's going to win the MVP this upcoming season.
Besides Donovan, I said in several Donovan, our own Corona survivor.
So here's the problem. We all were going to send in Donovan, so I sacrificed for the team and didn't put in the duplicates because we'd have to fight about was that mine or yours. So you guys had different Donovan cards. I took one for the team and sat out a little bit so I wouldn't have to say, well, obviously mine's the higher graded because I sat in.
You've been hanging around with Phil too much.
Those cards were your duplicates.
I want you guys to know that I was thinking about you and doing this. We had a question, and both of you can chime in on this since we're heavy on card talk again. Our boy Waddy wants to know if you think this year MLB baseball cards are going to be up in value because the season may or may not happen. And also the XFL, where it stopped short of anything. If that inaugural season, not that there was a lot of cards produced to begin with, if that's something worth looking into because, again, the season was cut short. And if one of those players goes on to the NFL or to have a great career, that's a very, very short run. Thoughts and feelings from both of you.
Wasn't there 2 little ball players already that signed with the NFL?
I
2
believe
of
in
the
the
standout
XFL, there's 2
XFL
of them,
quarterbacks, yeah. He hate me 2.0.
Still hate me?
Still, I will say this. After going through, I've been listening to several different YouTube things about different players, and I think I'm going big on this baseball thing. I'm going to go big. I'm going to hit the baseball thing really hard. I think that this year off is going to bring I think it's going to bring a real finally step up in baseball. What I mean by that is they're going to have to adjust the way they do things. They're going to have to figure out a way how to speed up the game, play more games.
They're going to let back that, what was that pill they were all taking in the 70s?
Adderall,
No, the one that sped you up, though.
cocaine,
No, it was like ephedrine or something.
steroids. We can keep going.
I think they should let them roid up.
Stealing signs.
Personally, I was a lot better with roids.
We won't get into that, but I could get into that for hours. But I'm going to finish my point. I really feel like baseball is going to have to catch up because they realize their average market is like a 57-year-old guy. Like that's their mean age. That's who they go after. And I mean, I quit watching baseball. Now it was funny. That's what these guys talked about. Is now I'm at least interested. I'm rooting for Pete Alonso to get a home run in the 8th inning because I want him to hit that 50 home run mark. So it at least gives me some interest. But I really feel like they're going to do some things this year that they're going to have to shorten the season, get some different things involved. They're going to get to the point where there's going to be in-game betting.
Oh, there probably already is at certain places. I remember a friend of the show that
Legally.
I can't name because of legal purposes for this segment, but he claims he was down in Las Vegas at one point and found this magic machine that's never been duplicated. I've never seen it, but each play you could bet if it was going to be a ball, a pitch, a strike, a home run, a base hit, or something. They each had different.
Was that next to where you played War there in the casino?
I played War in the casino. I can take you right to where I played
Chevy
War.
Chase there sitting next
This is another friend. I've never seen the machine, but he claimed that you put in a 20 spot, and this one's going to be a home run, and had certain odds for certain players, coming up to bat each pitch. And if something like that existed, that would be. I could see where the intrigue would be for that.
What do you think, Big Mike? What's going to happen with this XFL?
I think the XFL. I think Vince. He doesn't give up very easily, and he's got a lot of his own money on the line. I think the XFL's going places. He did it right this time. I think the worst possible thing that could have happened to him the second round was having the season shortened again, but he's had bad luck. Maybe the XFL is just doomed. I mean, this is 2 in a row. If you ever watched the documentary on the XFL the first time, I mean, it was thing after thing after thing that just doomed that whole league.
Yeah, I mean, between that and WrestleMania being a 2-day no audience event,
losing their headliners.
Yeah, people not going because they're not going to wrestle because they may have leukemia in the past and they're not going to compromise the immune system. Vince is having a little struggle, but he usually overcomes. So
yeah,
I'd say they still got the contract and TV money for the second half of next year, or not second half, second season. I don't think there's any question that will happen. there's pretty good attendance records in like St. Louis and some of the places without football. Seattle did pretty well for whatever reason, but I think what you should have done, and I guess we could go down the thing, but you should have put it in markets that didn't have, like your San Diego, your St. Louis. I think that's smart. I think
Salt Lake City,
Salt Lake, and Portland. That's kind of a big enough market that you can fill up a stadium, college size, but he wanted NFL stadiums half full for whatever reason. And, he wants to be a big fish in a big pond. But I think for the crowd on TV appearance, if you went smaller market, it looks a lot bigger.
Yeah.
And people are just watching it on ESPN because it's there. But I'm not going to tell Vince McMahon how to make money. Apparently he's done a lot better job at it than I have. That was just, if he called me up like your boy Gary, I'd give him some advice.
That's true. So.
a close personal friend.
Yeah. Close tweeter, buddy. We good? You want to keep rolling, or do you want to jump on to the next subject, next hashtag?
No, we'll go next hashtag. We've been pretty heavy in sports and what have you, so we can differentiate.
It's times like these you give and give again. It's times like these you learn to love again. It's times like these, time and time again.